We are not perfect. We cannot live in perfect. We cannot grow and develop in perfect. Last time I got the Knight of Coins, a very fitting card indeed. It was for my travels to my grandparents with the van, and I was overcoming some fears as I shared with you. Now, I've made it to Belgium, to the spot where I wanted to park. I've parked here twice already with my partner. This is the first night in the van alone. No partner, no dog. It's currently 6:30 p.m. I made myself a warm cup of nice tea, Earl Grey, and I'm actually going to go through some of the comments that you guys left on the video before that. It was about girl problems. Another vlog that I did at home. I will link the video. And your questions were so good that I'm going to pull cards on them and we're just gonna brainstorm together. I thought that would be a really fun game to do in the van. But first, I woke up today to some bad thoughts. I did not have a lot of sleep. When do we really have a good night's sleep before a day of travel? I'm not quite sure. Maybe tonight will be better. I will obviously let you guys know later on in the video, but I did not get a chance to pull a card for myself this morning before leaving. So now I'm going to matching, hello! Now I'm going to pull a card reflecting on the trip that I've had today. It wasn't a very long drive. It was 5.5 hours. Turns out it was more like 6.5. It's fine, you know, it happens. There's lots of traffic on the road and, well, let's use Vintage Pocket Tarot. It's a Smith-Waite tarot deck that I've made. It's based off of the first Dutch tarot deck. I also added cards, astrology cards, see? But I always keep those out the deck. And so the minor cards are not colored in, and the majors, as you saw, are. And I've colored them in, etc., and scanned them and edited them to fit this pocket-sized travel deck. And this is the Rider-Waite-Smith that I chose to have in the van permanently. Okay, to reflect on my travel day, yeah, because I'm staying put. I'm making this video, I'm gonna watch Stranger Things and cook for myself. Because really, it's on the table. I'm having, not sponsored, this vegetable ravioli. I'm so happy that all I have to do is heat that up. We actually really do cook in the van. I just really don't feel like it. Reflecting on my travel day. One card. This is it. The 9 of Coins. How lovely. We are getting coins when it comes to travel. Are you noticing this? I love it. Here again today, I took my time. I actually took a long break after like 3.5 hours of driving. I just laid down, did some doom scrolling, but it was good, right? I feel like I'm still not really seeing straight. I'm seeing a little bit blurry and maybe I'm like cross-eyed at this point. It's fine. It's part of my charm, people. Anyway, the 9 of Coins. Let's not use the word should. I could have pulled this card this morning. It would have given me a more grounded energy. Also the 9, I do tie that to the Hermit, which you just saw, and the Sun card, 19. Yes, that is my system. 9 and 19. And it's all about when you tie the Hermit and the Sun together that we have only one of those. The Hermit is alone. He only has himself. And we only have one sun. You know, it's about you. It's about the self. It's about, are you the main character in the movie, which is your life? I feel that I did take care of myself. And there's a pattern here, guys, with the tiny snail, a slow-moving animal, And last time we used Tarot de l'Incarnation and I got the 9 of Coins, as I said, which is a slow but steady energy. Yeah, getting this. And it's beautiful and it's fruitful and I'm getting to where I need to go safely. That's a really nice, cozy even reflection. Let's answer your questions. Okay, so I don't have the space, I think, to answer all of these questions, although maybe that's good on Patreon, we'll see. But for now, let's focus on this video, what we're doing right now. I liked a lot of these, but of course I'm gonna choose. So, what it means to be a person. Oh, the essence of your communication style. That's the one I like. Let's go for that one. Okay, am I going to be capable to do some self-reflection when I'm feeling this tired? Let's see. This is an experiment. The essence of my communication style. What are we getting? No! Another 9 though. 9 of Swords. So we are getting the theme of the self and the authentic self, I would say, even though the previous question had nothing to do with this one. But actually, I get this. First of all, Swords is communication. So look on the bright side, not only on the darker side. The bright side is I am a Libra. That is my sun sign. And in the most parts, I am very much a Libra. I am very much my sun sign. It is communication, so I would say yes, I am honest. Actually, honestly, I always communicate to the people I love, at least, exactly what I need. And I say to them exactly what I mean. Now, it's a different story with people I'm not close with. It's a different story with people I don't expect anything from. Yes. So I am very guarded in a lot of my communication style, which is something you can't see in this card. I realize actually the older I get that I communicate sometimes rather in a pessimistic way, which is something I want to change about myself because I have some friends in mind now who communicate in a much more positive way, in a much more energetic way than I do. And of course I don't want to compare, but I do feel the energy shift in the room when they say something and when I say something. And it's not like I'm trying to be more like them. I just feel that it feels really great when they are speaking, when they address things and how they relate to other people in the room as well. So I'm just getting more aware of that, really. I think that was enough explanation, and I want to really express myself in a more positive way. I feel that I'm a positive person, positive thinker, even though this card might not really show it. But I might be able to put I guess, a lighter, more hopeful, more helpful even spin on things. And this I'm just talking when I'm talking with friends and family. You know, as a tarot reader, I'm probably more positive. We love to see the bright side of cards, don't we? Even the dark one. Interesting also that the 9 energy means that it's a lot of that suit, of that element. So when we're talking swords, it's communication and it's thoughts, and there's a lot of that. Now, I'm definitely not the loudest person in the room ever. I'm definitely not the person who talks the most. Actually, I'm much more of a listener, and then when I say something, it's exactly what I mean to say. But yeah, I enjoy talking for hours on end with my friends, with my partner, with my mother, you know? So actually, I enjoy people who have a lot to say and are genuinely interested also in what I have to add to the conversation. So it's never one-sided, you know? I love it when my friends come to me to vent, but then they stop, look at me, and ask for my advice. that's what I like. That dynamic is something that I very much enjoy. So I am not the big communicator really there, or with words at least, but I like it when people have a lot of that communication energy. And then thoughts. I guess I do more often than not think before I speak. I think honesty is the best. I'm looking at the carving on the bed of these people fencing there. And actually, it's a scene from a play because Pamela Coleman Smith, of course, was a decor designer and stuff like that. I'm not using the right words. Don't mind me, just continuing this vlog. But yeah, it's someone stabbing someone else with a knife or attacking someone else with a knife. It's fencing. Out of that, I do get, when I speak, it's true. When I don't know what to say or when I'm afraid to hurt someone's feelings, you won't hear a peep out of me. And the hands before the eyes? I know that's someone waking up or someone who can't sleep or someone who just had a nightmare, you know? So it's sort of agony that we see here and worry. I would love to think that this is a nod to justice, which is the Libra air card. And in many decks, not this one, but in many decks, she is blindfolded. And this is, of course, Lady Justice, the truth speaker, who does not judge. She reveals the true honesty, the truth of the heart inside the person, the pureness, or whether the heart is good and light enough to be weighed against a feather, etc. Maybe this means I seek truth, honesty above many other things when it comes to communicating. And by that I mean speaking. A random theme for a reading would be, why do I feel so stuck? All right. It's been a whole month since that comment. A month and 5 days. Maybe this card, even in retrospect, hopefully, will provide some guidance. 8 of Cups. You feel so stuck because the place that you've created, not the place, the environment, I guess, the situation that you've created is perfect. And we are human beings, and perfection doesn't really cut it, actually. We are not perfect. We cannot live in perfect. We cannot grow and develop in perfect. Perfect is the lemniscate, the 8. It's a stuck energy, even though it's beautiful in its prime, at the right time, at the right moment, right place, everything, right person, etc. It's not really a negative. It just means that you are ready to move on or move forward. It's time to let go of that perfect idea and that idea of you are exactly where you need to be. I think you've made it past that. You've evolved past that initial goal. You are ready to have the next goal and the next one and the next one. So that takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of bravery. 8 of Cups doesn't imply that it's going to be an easy journey. It implies that it's going to be actually really hard and it's going to be sticky to get away from that initial place. Unstuck yourself, if that's even a word. Think of it like molasses that you are walking through. Okay, you are moving away from this thick water swamp onto your next adventure. Why do you feel so stuck? Yes, that was your question, and this is my answer for you. I hope it helps, even in, again, hopefully, retrospect. Plenty more to say, but I want to keep going, so I hope that's okay. I just love your chaos so much. Thanks, guys and girls, and everything in between and otherwise. Yeah, the reason I have that whole sentence right now, I hope it's not going to become a tick or a habit, is because my habit is to say in English, thanks, guys. And that is a gendered word. I don't mind gendered words. It's just when I mean everyone, I don't just want to use a male word. Sorry, off topic. As I said, I can't get to every question, but someone else asked the topic of being too cautious. How I read, I'm going to need to phrase a question around that. Sometimes I don't really need questions, honestly. I can just pull a card for a topic, but this is not my topic. And being too cautious, that means that you don't really want to be too cautious, right? You want to be more free and take more risks. So let's focus on that. Let's see which card we pull. Judgment. I see this since I read the Smith-Waite, the Thoth, the Tarot de Marseille, and all my other decks as basically one tarot deck, of course, still basing off the image and story, etc., as a revolution. See those sleeping people? They heard the call and they are waking up. They've been slumbering through life for some time, just doing things on automatic pilot. And just like the Eight of Cups really before, it's time to move forward. It's time to get up and exactly hear that alarm clock, the cosmic alarm clock, rise to the occasion and evoke your personal revolution, the reinvention of yourself. I hope I guessed correctly. You don't want to be too cautious. And the card really is saying, yeah, you shouldn't be. It's not the time to be too cautious for you. It's time to have that revolution. It's a pretty big card. It's the, almost final card of the major arcana. This means that you are in that really high speed transformation towards the end. You're almost there. You're almost at the finish line. And of course, the finish line is a start of a new chapter, So this is really a choice that needs to be made. Are you going to stay on this path, or are you going to rise to the occasion, hear the call, and then answer it with your own energy shift? I actually feel you need a second card because let me explain this as a reader who does this for other people as well as a profession. I I didn't really get a question, obviously. I just assumed. You had a theme, right? So a topic. Cautious. Being too cautious. And then you got a card that really just said, don't be too cautious. That doesn't really sit well with me. So let's see if there's advice on how to do this. Right? This is just saying, well, wake up, go. And sometimes that's enough. But in reality, we need the tarot as a tool, right? As a teacher, as a guide, not just as someone or something that says, or that just pushes you in one direction. So in a specific direction. So Two of Swords. Is this helpful? Peace of mind, decision making. Well, okay. I'm not going to force it more, but here we have a similar thing, right? The cross that we also see, by the way, in the High Priestess. So that fits with the 2 theme. High Priestess is number 2, and here we have 2 of Swords. This is saying, amongst other things, which choice are you making? Are you going to say yes? Or are you going to say no? And here we have a very similar energy. So, Lord of Peace, 2 of Swords. Again with the blindfold. So I would say go within and really feel what you need to do right now. What are the actions that you need to do, or how do you need to prepare yourself mentally to make that big step? It's not like someone just pushing you. You need to be ready, and you are going to take that step yourself. So it's not easy, and it apparently is something that you need to do, and you need to want enough and wake up the courage within yourself. No one's going to do it for you. Swords, can't sugarcoat that. They are kind of strict. But it is saying you had the idea, you had the thought, You are planning it. And now envision yourself doing it. So prepare yourself. It's your responsibility. It's in your hands. And do it in a kind way to yourself. It's softening it just a little bit, I think. You might want to protect yourself, but this is not for the long term. This position that you are in right now, or 4.5 weeks ago, is really something that you need to break out of. So I'm saying it is going to be all you, but that's actually a good thing because you need to know also as you are being less cautious, taking more risks, whatever your situation is, that this is all you, that you've made this happen. It's going to give you more confidence, for one, and it's going to give you also that sense of accomplishment. And it's a process. We all know this. Yes, really, the cards are kind of handing it back to you. Do you want to stay in this situation even though you know it's not going to be good in the long run? Or do you actually want to break out of it? Do you see yourself changing? I hope that you do. Just the mind needs to be prepared. There needs to be a little bit more of that. I am going to do this because I am already in my mind at that goal, right? I've already reached it in a way. So you prepare yourself by visualizing, by imagining yourself already there. The more you do this, it will start to feel more like you. So yes, you are mentally preparing yourself, and it will give a more easy, I would think, or peaceful way to transform, to make that revolution happen. And it's a revolution within yourself and maybe also outside of yourself. Who knows? Okay. What an episode. That was scary. Wow. I'm going to make the bed. And I figured I would film it. The largest bed we have. Made the bed, opened up the side door for a second because I'm making my last cup of tea. I'm going to have that last cup of tea nice and warm under the covers because it did cool down a bit. There's some nice fresh air. You might want to open up a window or something when you're cooking with gas, alright? Anyway, I feel good. I feel good. I feel calm. Definitely being able to watch a little bit of TV helps. I feel safe. We're good. Okay. Good morning. Just woke up. It's 10 a.m. But it's okay. I was up or awake last night around 5. The temperatures really dropped. So stopped the fans, closed the little window on the roof, and just went back to sleep. Just always takes me a while, even at home. This was great. This was wonderful. Gonna slowly get up, make myself a coffee, maybe walk around a little bit, and then go back to Amsterdam. I think 2.5 hours away, so it's not far at all. And I'm gonna be reunited with Doggy first, and then tomorrow with boyfriend. So we're good. Everything is great. The only thing I was thinking about is this would be much harder in wintertime, and it would be much harder if I didn't have the show to watch in the evenings. Because what do you do in a van when you really have nothing to distract you with? You know, is a book enough? Depends what kind of book. Is it enough to just hang out alone, to work with cards, to make videos, to do tarot readings? Obviously, yes, all of that is sort of work. You know, you keep yourself busy, but the real distraction of not having to think when you're watching a show, that's kind of cheating, isn't it? No, I guess it's fine. I'm making it harder for myself for some reason. Anyway, I know that this was good. I can do it, and it's really peaceful. I'm glad that I chose this spot and this season to do it for the first time myself. If there's anything that we've learned from last video's reading that I did, I know it was just one card, but it's that I'm allowed to ease into it. Please stay tuned for the next part of the video. Thank you so much, everyone, for asking questions in the comments. I love that. Maybe we can do this again sometime. This was a great use of my time here in the van. So, you know, thank you for supporting my work in any way. You can like the video, share the video, comment, obviously. I love that. Check out my Patreon. Check out the deck that I've made. Actually, I didn't only copy a Rider-Waite Smith. I also made a whole deck from scratch. It's for the magical practitioner if you're interested in that stuff. And yeah, check out my other videos. There's so much on the channel right now, and thanks for being here. So I'll see you next time.